Hello punters and welcome back to another Saturday racing preview. Of course, we're looking at the Rosehill meeting as you would have seen in the title of this video. Of course, it is the Golden Gift race day. We also got the Hot Danish Stakes for fillies and mares, Group 2 level, the Country Classic 2,000 metres open handicap race. So a couple of decent races to look forward to, as well as a couple of strong benchmark races to get straight into. Of course, this will be the supplement meeting to the McKinnon Stakes Day at Flemington. Haven't already done so, go check out my preview and my tips of that video, the final race of the Melbourne Cup Flemington Carnival. We really started to draw the curtains to the close. We've had a great carnival so far. Hopefully we can finish it off with plenty of winners and get plenty of profit into the bank. Look at Rosehill. We're not going to have so much problems with the weather up there and taking guesses of what the track's going to be like. Rosehill will be a good 4. Track fine, weather conditions fine, so we will be looking with a good 4 track, and we'll look forward to that. Going to get straight into it. Race number 1 of the card, Fillies and Mares benchmark 78 over 1100 metres. Look at the speed map for this first race of the card. Can't find Snippy, Invictus Salute and Sophiella will be the speed horses you would say would go out and find the top. I'd say that maybe Invictus Salute might sit outside the leader and Sophiella might box seat in behind. Look, Luciello is $1.65 here, but for me, I couldn't really dive into that. I think that's a bit short here, first up over 1100 metres. It does have the form on the board, but I'd rather go with number 1, Invictus Salute here from a betting perspective, especially with a lot of the bookmate companies look to give you back your bonus stake and bonus bet as second and third. So I think we could use that well here. I think it'll be more positive out the gate this time round. We'll be able to roll forward, get close to the top. It's coming out of a decent benchmark 78 form race behind Agent Pippa. Of course, the format of that race has been terrific. There's been a lot of subsequent winners and good runs in stronger races. So this horse can improve off of that here. Use the good gate to get forward in the run. I'd say it might actually be a bit hard to beat here, and I'd be willing to go at it at the $4 rather than Luciello at the $1.65, who is my second pick. But it's a bit of a question first up here over the 1100 metres, quite sharp to go first up. But I do can see this horse has got a stack of ability and will be pretty hard to beat. But from a betting perspective, rather go at the $4 better than Victor Salute. If a third number 2 and so it goes, it's got a bit of a chance here, I think, at first up. Last time out at Orange, it was 2.5 lengths by an absolute ripper. It was then spelled after that. It's had a 211-day break. I think maybe with James James Doyle is the key booking here. He's got a decent book of rides to the card. Maybe he can get it home to $13. The number 7, Sophiella, in for 4th. I think will be battling on late. Gets a good good gate. Coming out of that Gosford form on, Blazing Miss, who's come out and won since. So it's had a bit of a freshen up since then, but I think for me it's the clear 4th pick. Pretty keen on these first 2. I think if you want to play a Quinell, I think these can be 2 you can take with plenty of safety. Otherwise, number 1, Invictus Salute for me for the win. I think with a lot of the bookmakers giving that second or third special, you'd rather go with number 1, Invictus Salute. Number 4, Luciello in for second, has a good chance as well, like I mentioned. In for third, number 2, and so it goes. And in for 4th, number 8, Sophiella, sorry. Not number 8, number 7, my mistake. Race number 2 is the Tab Highway race, so 1,500 metres, class 3, 3-year-olds as usual. Looking at the speed map here, I'd say that I hit the target. Elegant Ellen, Normality, Karoo, Takiska Cod, Lose the Snip. There'll be a couple of speed horses here, but not as many as there usually is in a highway race, so it'll be interesting to see how the tactics will play out in this race. I'm going to be with number 10, 2 Wrongs Don't, in this race here. I think it's got a decent enough chance. It was decent at Albany last time out. Sat back about midfield, back towards... it was more back of the field. Made its looping run, went straight past them over the top. It was a very nice run. I think it can improve off of that here, third up. Maps really well in this race. I think it'll get a good run of the race. At $10 and $3.50 a place, I think it's a good each way play here. Number 17, Southern Appeal, definitely is the main danger. There's a very good chance here. Was very good winning its maiden last time out at Goulburn. Prior to that was in a good race behind Montserrat at Warwick Farm there. So the fact they took it to that sort of maiden race shows that they had a bit of an opinion of it. But for me, this horse obviously has to step up now from a maiden up to a highway, but it has its chance. Looks to have a bit of class about it. Number 8, Elegant Ellen, I think is a bit of each way odds here. A bit of value here with Brock Ryan's 3 kilo claim. Will be on the speed, maybe be able to give a good kick all the way. 4th up here is was a little bit disappointing last time at Goulburn. Just wasn't able to stick on where all Saskatoon finished over the top. But if you can get easy enough time to leave with a low weight, I think it can be something, give something chase down. And number 6, Normality for Tommy Berry and Paul Massara in the saddle. He's been getting a lot of kills in this sort of maiden race, in these highway races at Randwick and Rosehill, has Paul Massara. It was a pretty good win last time out on speed at Scone, and I think it can do something, get a similar rating here from Tommy Bear. I think it's good each way value. So for me, I'm going to have number 10, Two Wrongs Don't on top, ahead of number 17, Southern Appeal, has a real low weight coming off the maiden win last start. In for third, number 8, Elegant Ellen, and in for fourth, number 6, Normality. Moving on to race number 3, it's 2,400 metre benchmark 78 race. Looking at the speed map here, I'd say Re-Edit and Humboldt Current and Partnership might be the front runners. There's a few of these don't always lead, so it's an interesting sort of, speed battle to how this race will play out, and what they might really back it off here and go quite slow out front. Look, I'm keen to be with Re-Edit here. For me, I think it's got a decent enough chance for Jay Ford in the saddle. I think it's mapped to get a perfect run of the race. It was a bit disappointing last night behind Master of Wine. There was a bit of an issue there. Prior to that, was quite good chasing Master of Wine. I was going to give it a bit of a chance here. Sticks at the 2,400 metres. Looks well better weighted here. Looks well better drawn. Looks to get a good run of the race. Think it'd be hard to beat. Ahead of number 4, Angel of Heaven, who steps up to its ideal distance range here. Goes from 2,000 metres up to the 2,400. This horse that obviously was a length-off fun fact in the Queensland Carnival at Eagle Farm, then went to the Derby and was only 1.1 lengths behind Winning Ways in the Derby there. So really good form lines, but 2/3 a bit skinny. Number 8, Dutch Lennox, is right down the weights here, gets up to the 2,400 metres, which I think it's been looking for. Just hasn't quite put in a good performance enough yet, so I couldn't say back it, but wouldn't surprise if it puts in a good performance here at the bigger odds. And number 1, Arthurmon, is an interesting first up runner here for Matt Smith. This horse has had a couple of trials leading in, coming across from Great Britain. A bit of it could go either way, this sort of horse, but on the good track, it's had 11 starts and 4 wins and 4 placings, so maybe $34 and $6 a place, a bit over the odds there, so we want to throw it in. For me, number 3, Re-Edit's the one to beat, ahead of number 4, Angel of Heaven, in for second. In for third, number 8, Dutch Lennox, and in for fourth, number 1, Artemon. Moving on to race number 4, 800 metre benchmark 78 race, the Ramvet handicap. Looking at the speed map here, Falcon Island, Mercurial Lad will lead. I'd say Foreign Territory will try and get across. Condor usually gets into a close enough spot, so I'd be interested to see where it lands, and Pressure as well, number 9. Which has a few speed horses around it, might look to get prominent in the run. For me, I want to be at number 3, Mangione here for Chris Waller. Thought it was a good effort last time out. Beat Live the Moment at Gosford. I think that form's quite good here. I think it can produce a similar run. Goes from 60 kilos down to 57. I think it's good each way odds here with Jason Cole at the saddle. Maps to get a really good run of the race, so I'm happy to have it on top at $7.50 and $12.60 the place. Head number 9, Pressure for Matt Kamani, who comes to Sydney. It's got some decent enough form. It was pretty good behind Rip Book last time out at Seymour. Beat accordingly at Ballarat the start prior and benchmark 64. So I think it'll be close enough, and hasn't missed a place. It's only missed a place once from 7 starts on a good track, so it'll be close enough. And it's got to say, Matt Kamani's brought it here for a reason, so I think it's got a decent enough chance. Number 10, California Longbow here for Peter and Paul Snowden, Tim Clark in the saddle. I think it's building into a win. The form behind Pancho looks terrific. That horse, of course, will come out 1 on Thursday on Oaks Day, so the form around it looks really good. Third up here, I think it can be ready to peak and get a good price about $6 and $2.20 the place. I think you can have an each way play at that and feel relatively confident. And number 4, Strike Rock, I think isn't without a chance here as well. Look, that run behind Romany Girl last time out, I thought it had a lot of merit to it. Romany Girl since come out and run well again in the Flemington Carnival, so it's got a decent enough chance at $10 and $3.10 the place with James Doyle in the saddle. For me, look, I'm going to stick with number 3, Mangione last time out. I thought it was a really good run last time at Gosford. It has a step up here, but third up, I think it'll be much improved, and $7.50 is a good price. Ahead of number 9, Pressure for Matt Kamani. In for third, number 10, California Longbow. I think it's a very good each way chance as well, and I'm very nervous about how that horse can go. Number 4, Strike Rock in for fourth. Move on to race number 5. It's a 2,000 metre country classic open handicap race. Look at the speed map here. I'd say that Maid of All would find the top and might be able to just do so on under its own terms. Ambitious Prince will probably get close enough. Gunga Din, Charlie Royale, Ready for Danger. There's a few horses that might get forward in their runs, but Maid of All should be able to lead. Also, I want to see kick up here and get close enough is number 11 Black Wand for Kurt Goldman and Tim Clark in the saddle. A key booking there. I hope they use the gate to get forward on the run and really get close enough to the speed. I think 2,000 metres is going to suit this horse perfectly. Loves Rosehill, but much prefers this track to Randwick. 2 starts on track for winning and a placing. For me, just $13, $3.60 is well over the odds, and I'm willing to have an each way go at it on top. Ahead of number 17, Emanuela, who's been in some very good form as of late. Was very good, winning last time out at Randwick in a Class 3 handicap highway race, beating But I Know, who's obviously been in some good form since. This horse is a winner. It's had 10 starts, 4 wins, 3 places, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it in the finish. Just has the wide barrier to deal with. Number 18, But I Know, has been flying, as mentioned, form behind Emanuela, has since come out and won after that, winning last start, beating Ambitious Prince in 800 metre highway race there. I think 2,000 metres won't be a problem for this horse, so I'm willing to have it in for third. Then in for fourth for me, number 1, Maid of All, who is the favourite. I just think it's a bit too short for me. As good as it was last time beating Angel of Heaven, which we will get a bit of a form guide, obviously Angel of Heaven going round earlier in the card. I think it'll be hard to beat, and it obviously is flying at the moment, so 4 wins in a row going for the 5th, but $2.40 carrying the 60 kilos. Billy Owen gets a 3-code claim, so it comes down 57, but I don't know, just don't want to go on at the $2.40 for me, a bit of a risk. But so I'm willing to be with number 11 Black Wand here, Tim Clark in the saddle at the 55.5 kilos. In for second, number 17, Emanuela. In for third, number 18, But I Know. And in for fourth, the favourite, number 1, Maid of All. We've got race number 6 is the Golden Gift, 1100 metre 2-year-old race here. Look at the speed map for this one. Again, bit of a query. There's a lot of first starters here. I'd say Diamond Cat and Dame Giselle will get forward close to me, and Dorse will probably roll forward, get to a prominent enough spot. Interesting for Tanker here. It's a bit of a tough gate, but I think Tanker is the one to beat. From what we saw at Caulfield, that was a horse that has a lot of ability, and that was a terrific win. And if it can bring that here and get around the Sydney track, I think it'll be extremely hard to beat. So I'm happy to have it on top at the $3.10. Here number 3, Gravina, who I also think has a decent enough chance for James Doyle and James Cummings. I think James Doyle, it's interesting that he's here, and he's obviously going to be riding here for a decent book of rides, and he's obviously got to think there's a few things that are at a chance, and I want to be with him each way here. I think it'll be a decent enough chance behind Tanker if it doesn't handle the Sydney way of going, so you can definitely have an each way go at it. In for third, for me, I think, Close to Me can return to form here. Close to Me, $17 the win is ridiculous price about something that went around at $2.60 last time out. Not sure I can turn the tables and see you soon, but I just think the price has got to add it in. And out of some of the horses that I have trialled up well leading into this, I want to give number 7 Blazer Trail a chance. He looks to have a lot of ability. This recent trial was terrific. It went straight past straight past another horse in this race, which is obviously Vucetic. Oh, sorry, I got it out eventually. But yeah, this horse of the debutante runners looks to have some ability. But I'm going to be the race brigade here. I've got a bit of number 1 Tanker from what I've seen. Just needs a bit of luck off barrier 1. Hopefully Benny Allen can kick up and get close enough to the speed and take a bit of luck out of it. Number 3, Gravina in for second. I think it's just a bit of each way odds, as is in for third, number 12, Close to Me, is in for third at the $17. I think that was well over the odds. And in for fourth, number 7, Blazer Trail, looks the best of the newcomers. Race number 7, Hot Danish Stakes for the Fillies and Mares Group 2 race over 1,400 metres, which is the other feature of the day, of course, the Hot Danish Stakes behind the Golden Gift. Look at the speed map in this race over 1,400 metres for Fillies and Mares. Vinnie Kunker, I'd say, will lead with Nicoletta just outside of it. Ready to Profit might also look for the lead. And Real and Ruby won't be too far off either. Interesting here, really good race. There's some really nice fillies and mares in this race. Look, I'm quite tempted to go at number 13, Vinnie Kunker here. I don't know, Damien Oliver last time out gave it a bit of a chance first up at Caulfield and was beaten by Hummer on that occasion. Didn't jump to the lead, went back in the field. Actually made some good ground. I thought it was a decent enough performance. Second up here might just improve off of that, and I think it's got a good chance right at the bottom of the weights. Robbie Dolan riding at $7.50, $2.70. So I'm going to have it on top for me, I think it's got a decent enough chance ahead of number 4, Lover, who has plenty of class. Obviously, we'll be looking for a further distance, but second up here might be a decent chance. It was really good last time out behind Grey Worm. If it can repeat that sort of run, he'll go very close, gets back on top of the ground, which obviously it likes. And I think it's got a decent enough chance. Again, each way odds looks very nice at the $12. Number 3, Pretty in Pink, who was declared a non-runner last time out, ran 5th on that occasion. Prior to that, it was beaten 4.6 lengths by Mizzy, so it's been around the right form lines. And it's just interesting because that was a good run last time out, but it's obviously disqualified. So if it returns that sort of form, we'll go close here. The other horse that I want to give a chance is number 10, Real Mint Ruby, who's always consistent, so you've got to have her in if you're playing trifectas or first fours. She was really good and unlucky against Madame Rouge last time out. I'm just not sure about that form, that the Madame Rouge and Real Mint Ruby. I'm just willing to go over a few at the bigger odds here, but I'd definitely give those two a chance. But look, I'm going to have number 13, Vinny Kunker, on top here for Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott. Just remember what Damien Oliver said last time out, and I thought that was a really good run behind Hummer last time out. I think that's the right form to bring into this. Number 4, Lover, as I mentioned, was terrific behind Grey Worm last time out and is way over the odds. Number 3, Pretty in Pink, as well, was very good in that same run behind Real Mint Ruby and Madame Rouge, and goes around at massive odds at $14. And then number 10, Real Mint Ruby, in for 4th. Just for me, a bit short, and I think that there are a few of these will turn the tables on it, but she's always in the finish, so got to have her in. Race number 8, 1100 metre benchmark 78, Schweppes handicap. Looking at the speed map here, I'd say the Americana Magic, Inquiry, Echo Jet, Plenty, Trumbull will all get forward. So there's quite a bit of speed in this race, and they might set up for something coming on from the back. And one of those for me might be number 8, Roosevelt, for James Cummings and Rachel King. I think this is the right race for this horse. It was really good last night behind What Could Be. It was pretty unlucky not to win. Comes to a track in Rosehill that doesn't perform as well. It's had 3 starts for no wins, but I think this can be the one. I think it sets up really nicely for it to come on from the back and give it a decent chance. And number 9, Tony's Reward, who I might also have an each way play at. It looks a good chance. It's having a third up run here. It's had 2 in a row now. There's been a winning. It's come back a different horse since gelding. So I think this is a horse that will be a very good chance here to go 3 in a row, and it's paying good odds at $6.220 the place. Number 5, Trumbull, has a tendency to miss the start. If it does that here, you almost have no chance, but if it doesn't, it'll be a very good chance. It was really unlucky not to win at Warwick Farm last time out, and prior to that behind Broken Arrows. So it really is knocking on the door, but you couldn't take 270 about a horse that is consistently missing the start. And then in for 4th for me, if they go too fast out front, number 4, Stephen, might be coming home late. At the $23, I think it's well over the odds. Was well supported first. It was in the market first up by Napier Way. It's a bit disappointing there, but I think he can return here second up to a bit of form. But for me, I'm going to be at number 8, Roosevelt, on top for me. Out of number 9, Tony's Reward, I'll be keen to have an each way play at both of them. In for 3rd, number 5, Trumbull. In for 4th, number 4, Stephen. Final race of the card, 1400 metre benchmark 78, Eden Bray Home Stakes. Look at the speed map for this one. Quite a lot of it, to be honest. My Maha, Pandano, Cuban Royale, Burgen, High Shine usually gets forward enough. Kim Tombala, Silent Explorer, Mapmaker. So there's a lot of speed in this race, and from what I've seen here, I think the race will suit up perfectly for High Shine, who's got a lot of ability, for Johnny Sargent. Chris Williams in the saddle gets 3 kilo claim down to 54 kilos. It was beaten first up by Vitesse. It was a $2.30 favourite there. Drift out in the market, which was interesting. So you've got to check out for this horse's mounting yard form, because it does often like to play up. So if we do see that, we might want to keep a watch on. But I think second up here it can improve. It was a decent enough trial leading into this, and I think it's got a lot of ability. And $5.50, $2 the place. So I'm having an each way play at that. So I've got it on top ahead of number 8, Musclebrook, who's I think is well over the odds here at the 16. So it was I don't think Moody Valley was its track last time out. I gave it a chance that night, and it just wasn't able to come into the race where Cuba stole it. Prior to that, it was terrific winning at Bairnsdale, beating Turinda with the 61 kilos. This horse is well over the odds, and I'd have an each way spec at it. I think it's got a decent enough chance. Number 6, Matawi's also got an each way chance at the $16. James Doyle in the saddle. First up here, obviously has had a bit of a spell now. And look, I mean, it might be looking for a little bit further, but it might be a good enough chance first up here. It's drawn to get a nice run of the race. They'll really hum along here, and it might be able to come on from the back and finish over the top. I've got it in for third. In for fourth, number 12, Sausage, who's also great odds at the $9. It was well supported last time out. It was beaten by Romney Girl, but I keep mentioning that form line is very good, so there's no knock in that, and I think it can run a good race. For me, it's all about about value here, but I'm going to go number 9, High Shine, on top at the each way odds of $5.50 and $2.20 the place. Ahead of number 8, Musclebrook, who I think is well over the odds of the 16s and $4.60 the place. I'll be having an each way go at it. Number 6, Matawi, $16 and $4.60 the place in for third. And in for fourth, number 12, Sausage at the $9 and $3 the place. Looking at the best bets for the card for me, look, I'm quite keen to make a play at race number 3. Number 3, Re-Edit at the $4.80. I think it's got a great chance and is one of my best bets of the card. The other one I'll make a good case for is race number 6, number 1, Tanker at the $3.10. So it's race number 6, number 1, Tanker at $3.10. Race number 7, number 13, Vinny Kunka. Race number 7, number 13, Vinny Kunka is my best each way play of the card at the $7.50 and $2.70. I think it's well over the odds and can improve second up here. And the other one I want to make a bit of a case for is in race number 4, number 3, Mangione at the $7.50 and $12.60 the place. So that's my preview and all of my tips at at Rosehill. If you haven't already done so, go check out my McKinnon Stakes preview for the last day of the Flemington Melbourne Cup Carnival at Flemington. It's been a terrific carnival. Hopefully we can finish it off well, both at Rosehill and at Flemington. Good luck if you're following tomorrow. Hopefully we get plenty of winners and enjoy the racing.